everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I thought we could do a then and now on a couple of Diamond Art Club kits that I've recently completed. It's the beginning of 2025, and I actually kicked off the year completing my 200th diamond painting over here, which is called Found Love in a Frosty Place. It also went by the name Fixer Uppers, and is by the artist Mandy Manzano, and best as I could tell, came out sometime I think in 2019 from Diamond Art Club. And then shortly after that, I actually completed Love Bard, which came out in January, February of 2024. So about 5 years later, and is by the artist Rosie Scribbles, and also from Diamond Art Club. Working on these kits back to back, essentially, and seeing a lot of similarities also was just really fascinating to me to kind of notice and pick out some of the differences and some of the ways that I feel like Diamond Art Club has come a really long way and made a lot of changes and updates over the years. And so as I was thinking about reviewing these canvases with you, I thought, well, why don't I just kind of do it together and share some of the observations, I guess, that I've had. And I thought you might find that as interesting as I did. So first, I want to give you a really quick breakdown of the stats on these particular kits. So Found Love in a Frosty Place, like I said, is by the artist Mandy Manzano. The size on this one is 51 by 76 centimeters. It has a total of 50 colors and it has square diamonds. Now, Love Bard is a much larger canvas at 65 by 83 centimeters and has a whopping 97 colors. And it also has square drills. And so I do have my paper logbook here, which is where I do really like to track things like, I rank things like how much confetti, was in a kit, and how much I enjoyed it, my start and end dates and whatnot. And so there are actually a lot of similarities between these. I did enjoy them both quite a lot, and confetti-wise, they were pretty similar as well. They actually were also both from my rainy day stash. And my rainy day stash is just kits that have special meaning to me that I save to work on for a rainy day. So both these kits I just absolutely adore. And so there was a lot in common with these kits that I thought it made it really interesting to compare the two. I did really enjoy quite a lot about working on both of these, and there are a lot of things that I found to be consistent from Diamond Art Club's quality, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, compared to, more present day. So I thought we could go through some of those things, and you could kind of maybe come along for the ride and let me know things that you've noticed as well if you've worked on older kits. So full disclosure, I did buy Found Love in a Frosty Place from a D-stash, someone in a D-stash, but I did buy it, I think, in 2020. So I've had it for a long time, and it did come, with, I think, all of the pieces and, various things that come with a typical diamond painting kit. Now, I thought first that we could talk about a lot of the similarities that I was seeing between these kits. I'm going to move these drills out of the way. We'll talk about that more later. So some of the things that I found to be really similar were things like, well, the canvas material. Even on the box, since 2018, Diamond Art Club says that they have this like tarpaulin canvas material that I haven't really seen anything quite like it with any other diamond painting companies, then or now. So I do really like the canvas material. They still use poured glue, which I really enjoy working with their poured glue. I didn't notice a huge difference between the quality of the poured glue between the two of these. I thought the symbol clarity was really good on both of them. I'm kind of covering what I refer to as like the usual suspects. It's the things that I feel like just sort of lay a foundation for whether or not a kit's going to be enjoyable to work on. So yeah, canvas, drill clarity, or the drill field clarity, the glue quality. They still have the scalloped and poked edges, then and now. That hasn't changed. We even have pretty similar branding at the top. It's just like there's maybe been a font change in that sense. There is a minor difference in terms of the legends, where these older kits, they actually had a thumbnail up here, as well as things like I know I've got washi tape around the border. They had things like the model number and the name and the size up here, which you still see at a lot of other diamond painting companies, actually. But Diamond Art Club did change that at some point, and now the legend just has the symbols and the color list. And we still have that at the top left, as well as at the bottom right. And then at the bottom left, well, actually, this one doesn't have the name at the bottom left. Instead, they had it up at the top left, and the new canvases have the thumbnail and the name and the size and whatnot. We still have their their socials are down here at the bottom, and use this hashtag. There's discount code, the warranty. I feel like even the warranty symbol is about the same at the bottom. So essentially a lot of this really has stayed the same from then to now. It's just like little things that they've changed. Like there's their socials, there's the discount code, there's the lifetime warranty. So a lot of those really kind of foundational things have stayed the same from then to now. So I just, it seems like Diamond Art Club really had a pretty solid handle on what they wanted to be doing, and a lot of the things that they seem to, that were important to them when it came to diamond painting kits back then. And back then, 2018, 2019, they still were releasing kits with both round and square drills, and they had licensed artwork. That has not changed from then to now. This piece is legally licensed from Mandy Manzano, and this piece over here is legally licensed from Rosie Scribbles. Now, as far as differences go, there are a handful that I did notice that were, pretty obvious, I feel like, as I was working on these really back to back. And so I was experiencing it up close and seeing it come together. And you may even even though these are different artists with slightly different art styles, you may still get a little bit of a sense for some of the differences just looking at this from further back. I'll talk about that more in just a moment, but I really wanted to start off this part where I'm talking about the differences with sharing what I thought was just truly the most glaring difference between Diamond Art Club then and Diamond Art Club now, and it's got to be the square drill quality. This is something that, you'll hear a lot of people mention. I will say that overall, like most of the square drill colors in this kit, I did not really have trouble with. I still found myself preferring the squares in Love Bard, but one particular color in Found Love in a Frosty Place it gave me a lot of trouble, and that was the infamous 310. It doesn't want to come up. I'm going to actually pour these into a tray so that you can hopefully see it a little bit more clearly what I'm talking about. Okay, so here is some of that 310 poured into a tray. This will, I think, work a little bit better. So 310, this particular drill color I have worked with in other older Diamond Art Club kits before, and it is just a really difficult color. From what I understand, this is a really common problem color with, across the board with a lot of different companies. I don't know if it's something about the process of making 310, something with the dye or the ink. I don't know, honestly, or something with the molds. I could not tell you. But you can see in here, not only do we have, sure, there's visible, bits and flecks of trash, but more importantly, a lot of these drills, if you're looking at them, you can see like these little tabs sticking off the side. Sometimes they're bigger, sometimes they're small. This is actually a pretty good quality pour. I'm used to seeing a lot more trash, but it was just, I found that there was a lot of this particular color that just had little tabs sticking off the side. This matters when it comes to square drills in particular, because when you go to try to place them on the canvas, square drills sit up right next to each other. They're very, very close on the canvas. And if there's any little bit sticking off the side, like you can see here and there, they're not going to be able to sit up, really firmly against each other. There's going to be that little tab that's pushing against the other one. And on the grid, there's not going to be enough space for those diamonds. And so they're going to pop. They're going to literally pop off the canvas. And that was a common issue that I had with this. You can also see that some of these, the bottoms just don't look completely flat. You can kind of see they're a little bit concave, like this one right here. And when they're kind of concave like that, there's not as much kind of surface area of the drill to grab onto the canvas glue and stay there. And so I've even had a couple of diamonds just kind of come off the canvas because I just think that I placed them without realizing they were kind of concave like that. You can see this one has a bunch of trash sticking off the side as well. So this was honestly, this was the problem color. Not all of the colors were like this at all, but in a Mandy Manzano piece where this 310 is everywhere in the kit and using kind of coloring book style, I really, I notice like when it's a problem color. By contrast, there's no 310 in Love Bard, but there is 3371. And even this one, there is a little bit of trash in here, but you can still see that like these, yes, the tray is part of it too, but these are lining up a lot more neatly, and you can even see kind of the uniformity with these drills compared to the 310. So I think that the drill quality is one of the most noticeable improvements from then to now, and that has to do with Diamond Art Club now being able to make their diamonds in-house. So they have a lot more control over the quality. It's enabled them to do things like create colors outside of the DMC color code and, try out different things as far as like the number of facets. Like they've tried out some different numbers of facets on the tops of squares and round diamonds. And you can kind of see like these are more like 9 and 13 facet diamonds, and these have even more than that. So there is that difference as well. So overall, this is just an improvement that cannot be overstated and is one of the things that I feel like I just noticed 100% the most from then with Fixer Uppers or Found Love in a Frosty Place to now with Love Bard. It honestly was even to the point that I had to dip into, I have like a whole stash of better quality 310s that I literally have a big bag of them that I will dip into using those when I have like a kit from whatever company and the 310s are problematic, because even though Diamond Art Club then, just like now, sends extra diamonds, I still didn't have quite enough 310 to complete this kit. And since I purchased it from a D-stash, I don't know, I didn't ask. I just had so much leftover 310 of my own that I didn't bother asking. Technically, if you buy something from a D-stash, it's not covered under the lifetime warranty. And so that was just something that I knew going into purchasing this particular kit. But yeah, the drill quality, biggest difference in my opinion from then to now. Now it is just leaps and bounds above, and I feel like is truly some of the best quality square drills that are on the market. I just find myself having the least amount of trouble typically working with these square drills, and they're resin, they're good to work with. So on the note of drills and the diamonds, one of the other things that Diamond Art Club has that does differently now is they've added more special drill colors. In particular, they've added fairy dust colors. I'm going to zoom you in to show you. There's a couple of things I want to show you. Okay, so then really what Diamond Art Club had was AB diamonds, which you can see the white ABs that are in here. And these have this iridescent coating that is super, super sparkly. This kit, I feel like, really does well to have lots of those ABs because ABs, I feel like, kind of mimic that snow effect really nicely. And occasionally you would see glow-in-the-dark diamonds, occasionally. And occasionally the rare, like, special shaped drill, but that was pretty unusual. It was basically mainly just ABs. But now you'll see a ton of, these are fairy dust diamonds. There's a fine glitter coating on these, and there's a ton of white fairy dust in this particular kit. I feel like most kits at this point that you get from Diamond Art Club are gonna have some kind of fairy dust color in them because they have such a subtle shimmery effect. I even really like the effect of the ABs next to the fairy dust, like that pink AB next to that fairy dust. I think it's really pretty. So they've also added electro diamonds, which have a metallic effect, and iridescent diamonds, which have a crystal effect, and more other kinds of special shaped diamonds. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're also working on other kinds of special diamonds. I have a video that I did a while back on the different special drills that Diamond Art Club has that I'll have linked below if you're interested. But that is definitely one difference that I want to point out. And also, it's talking more about like drill field as opposed to the drills themselves, though this is kind of related. I feel like Diamond Art Club has kind of a little bit like tweaked and improved the actual, like the tightness of the grid itself. So if you look over here, you can see that there's just, it's not bad at all. It's really, really, really not. I don't even really want to call it gapping, but there is like just a little bit more, a tiny bit more wiggle room between these drills, right? As opposed to if you look over here, these sit pretty tight. Like, yeah, there's little spots here and there for sure. Like you could, if you want to be nitpicky, but overall, I just feel like this has more of a uniform and really, really tight look compared to, you'll notice some spots. Of course, my placement's not perfect. Like it could also just be that. But I do feel like probably because they have such higher quality of squared drills, they're able to get away with being like, okay, we're going to tighten up this drill field and make it just really nice and crisp. Well, here's another fairy dust color. You can kind of see that glitter coating a little bit better than the white one. But yeah, so drill field, different kinds of special drills. Those are also some differences that I noticed from then to now. One other note on drill colors that I wanted to touch on that I feel like actually this is one of the most sort of extreme differences that you could really use to illustrate this is that Diamond Art Club now sometimes will do kits with a lot more drill colors. Typically when I go back and work on older Diamond Art Club kits like this one, circa 2018, 2019, 2020, it's like that 50-ish, like 45, maybe 55 colors was your typical kind of average number of colors. And some kits would have a lot less, but they really maxed out at, was it 67 colors? It was 57 or 67, I believe, because the sticker sheets they had at the time, that was kind of the max amount of sticker labels that they were really fitting on those. And then at some point a couple of years ago, they started going, you know what, we can do more colors. So Love Bard is definitely on the much higher end of what you're going to see out there with its was 97 colors. The kit with the most colors as of the time of this filming has 98 or 99. We haven't broken 100 just yet. And I'm kind of like waiting for the day because the sticker sheets with those sticker labels, there's enough space for them to do more than 100. So I would be so curious to see if they ever do go that route and break that number. But just generally speaking, I feel like Diamond Art Club kits today, you are more likely to see more colors, just I think. I wonder if you looked at the strict data, if it would show that, oh, the average number of colors has increased over the years. I would guess that it has. Just anecdotally, I think that it has. I also think that the average size of the canvas has also increased. And I do not know the ins and outs of Diamond Art Club's, their whole rendering process and approach and what that's looked like over the years. I just know that a few years ago, they really, I feel like, just brought some amazing people onto their rendering team, because I feel like that's when you started to really notice some really amazing differences with the rendering, where they took what I thought was really solid hand rendering, and it's like they just took it to the next level. And I feel like you can see it even in their faces. Again, we're looking at two different art styles, fully acknowledge that, but there is still just this like beautiful level of crispness to this rendering on Love Bard compared to Found Love in a Frosty Place, even taking into account the art style differences. So I feel like we're getting just that much cleaner and crisper renderings that just feel like they've been gone over with the fine-tooth comb. And of course, whether or not you like the rendering style is going to be subjective, but I just am talking purely about what the differences are. And I think that what's gone along with that is that it seems like their canvas sizes have also gotten larger to really allow them to get that much more detail. I just have a theory that if this piece were, magically just like licensed and re-released today, I would guess that it would be much larger. It's what was it? Was it 50 by 70-ish? It was 51 by 76. Like, I would guess that would be, at least 60 by 90, 60 by 80, 70 by 90, just to give their faces a little bit more detail in the ice castle in the background, some of the details in her dress. But I still think overall this is a really it's a pretty rendering. Mandy Manzano's art style looks really good the way that Diamond Art Club has rendered it from day one, and I think that's why she's been with them since like 2018, 2019. But I still, just overall, like I said, I just notice a little bit of a difference in terms of the rendering and the overall canvas sizes from 2019 to 2024 and beyond. So I do notice that as well. I also thought it would be interesting. I went ahead and pulled some of the different like box styles and toolkits that they've done over the years. I thought you guys might enjoy seeing that. Give me just a second. All right, so this is another older kit that I have called Winged Fox that is from, I think this came out in 2018. I got this one at a D-stash. And the box style, I think that there was one, it's really hard to track down. I think I've seen it pop up like once or twice, like in other diamond painting groups. I think that there was maybe one older box style, maybe from their very first couple of runs of kits. This is just me speculating. But then for a long time, it really was this kind of box style, though they did go from, like, it looks like they used to just do kind of like the sticker of putting the artwork on here. And then at some point it was this box, but they like printed it directly on here. But there's a lot of what we've come to know and expect from these, but even how they packaged these was slightly different. They would pack the canvas rolled up by itself, and then like even in this like little bag, and then the diamonds package is in there as well. This is actually something else I want to point out. I don't have a newer round drill kit to show you, but they also, speaking of drill fields earlier, they changed the round drill field. The original round drill field has like, you'll see a symbol on a white background, right? And they changed the round drill field a couple of years ago to instead have them basically all be like these kinds of symbols where there's no white background ever. It's just the symbol is printed on a solid color background. And the benefit to that is that with these white color backgrounds on these symbols, if you were to place that drill not perfectly, there would be a risk that you would see some of that white peeking out. It would stand out a lot. So they did change that over with their round drill fields a couple of years ago. But overall, like, you know, the canvas quality is the same and everything. But yeah, they packaged, the canvas is separate from the drills. The toolkit that came with this one, I already kind of yoinked to show you guys. We'll get to the toolkits in a second. But it's not totally dissimilar. They still have the branded like dust covers and stuff. Let me zoom you back out. And these boxes they had for a very long time, like 5 years or something like that. So most of the kits in my diamond painting collection from Diamond Art Club are these boxes because that was what they had for several years. This one's taped because it got a little beat up, I think, in shipping when I got it in D-Stash. So by contrast, this is the kit that I just unboxed last week for a sneak peek. And you could see how much they really have changed with they put the artwork, you know, giant on the box. There's lots of different things down here. The back is similar as far as like how to diamond paint and your kit contents and stuff. They added this like thing at the bottom. And they even have been testing out some further updated boxes that open like from the side. A Snow White kit that I unboxed recently on my channel for a sneak peek had that, but I don't think I've seen it anywhere else since. So I do like the new boxes a lot. I like that it has the artwork on here. I think they're just really, 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 really pretty, but they still, you know, they're still very much, you know, Diamond Art Club, got their Diamond Art Club logo and everything, but some big changes over the years for sure. Toolkits have gone through so many changes and upgrades. This is one of the like OG toolkits. There might be one that was even older, but it came in this like soft bag. They had different ones for round and square drills. Like this is the one that came with this kit, so it's round drills. If you got a kit with square drills, it would come with a pair of tweezers, but otherwise it was just like there's a pen, there's a squishy, there's like a basic tray, there's some baggies, and there's some pink wax. So really, really basic, but you know what? It did the job. And then a few years after that, they updated their toolkits to be these, and they came with like a cover minder and washi tape. Still came with tweezers if it was a square drill kit, and you know, some updated trays. Like they were slightly bigger trays that came with like a stopper and stuff, all kinds of stuff in there. And then last year, 2024, is when they updated. Actually, that's so funny. This bag is really similar material to this like original, and I hadn't made that connection till now. But these trays are by far my favorite. I've covered these a lot on my channel. These trays are my favorite. Their pens come preloaded with wax or putty at this point. Still comes with, you know, baggies and you know, extra wax and multi-placers and stuff. But they've come a long way over the years too. So I know different people have different feelings about like the different toolkits and things that have gone away and new things they've introduced. But I guess what you can say is that they're always trying to, you know, do something a little bit different and do something new that is, they're hoping just gonna, I think, meet the needs of different diamond painters, especially based on feedback. So those are some, you know, tangible, you know, physical differences that we've seen from, you know, changes to the boxes and changes to the toolkits from then to now as well. So those are really kind of the main things that I was noticing when I was thinking, okay, what are some of the differences from then to now? And as far as just really, in the end, what do I prefer? I mean, I prefer Diamond Art Club now. I think that the drill quality is probably one of the things that makes the biggest difference to me. I also really like how they do their renderings now. And they have just such a nice like variety of artists and artwork that really appeals to me, though that's, I guess, a little bit separate from what we're really talking about here. But just in terms of how Diamond Art Club does their kits, I do prefer them now. But I also have a very soft spot in my heart for these older kits because a lot of these represent when I started diamond painting, which I started diamond painting in early 2020. And so this kit came out before I started diamond painting. And so a lot of these, like especially older Mandy Manzano kits and whatnot, it just kind of, that nostalgia factor hits hard. It takes me way back to that time and, you know, getting into diamond painting and whatnot. But then I also, you know, going from this kit to Love Bard, I was like, oh gosh, these square drills are so much easier to work with and I am enjoying it a little bit more. And I like the special drills. I like that there's more special drills to choose from. I will say sometimes, this is just very subjective, I can't work on like big canvases all the time. And there's part of me that enjoys that some of these older Diamond Art Club kits just tended to be on the smaller side, because then it just felt, it was like easier to work on because it didn't feel like it was this huge project that I was undertaking. But in the end, I think I would still prefer like a better rendering and the higher quality and whatnot. I do look back and I go, oh, it's nice to have a little bit more smaller canvases and smaller kits to enjoy the artwork on. But you know, you did sacrifice some of the rendering detail and stuff too. So that's just a personal note. But yeah, that's, I think, mainly what I had to go over as far as then and now. I just wanted to briefly share my overall thoughts on these two kits, just in their own right, instead of just comparing them. But Found Love in a Frosty Place was my 200th diamond painting finish. I really enjoy marking these milestones with important or rainy day kits. Just, I like celebrating, I guess. And so this is one that had been on my mind for a while, and I did really like working on it. I'm probably going to seal it. I have a video on how to seal a diamond painting. It's incredibly simple and very, very easy. You do have to buy a couple things: Minwax polyacrylic and clear gloss finish and a paintbrush, and just do a nice thin coat on it. Let it set out. It'll set really fast, and that will solve it for you. But I just, just when I was pulling this out to show you guys, I saw a spot that like one of the 310 drills had fallen off, and I don't want to worry about the drills falling off, even though I'm just going to roll this up and tuck it away. I also have a video on how I store my completed diamond paintings, but I think I'm going to seal this painting. I thought about showing that in this video, but instead decided to make it more of a, let's talk about Diamond Art Club then and now. But yeah, overall, this was an enjoyable kit to work on. You can't go wrong with Mandy Manzano's artwork, honestly. Diamond Art Club did a wonderful job with her artwork then compared to now. And it was just working on this one, like I said, back to back to Love Bar, that I did notice little things like, oh, I bet they would have cleaned this up in their rendering, if they were doing this piece today, or I bet they would have, added this special drill over here. There's a couple of colors, like there's this like green snowflake up here that I was like, is that really right? There's a green one up there too. I still am not convinced that I didn't place some wrong drills on those symbols. I'm actually going to go back and look after this. I'll add a note to the description if it turns out I did. But there's just a couple of things I was like, I don't know. But like their faces are still cute. Like you can still see her dress details and stuff. It was a really cute piece, my friends. Now, Love Bard, this was one of those pieces that even though it was very large, I still didn't find myself getting fatigued working on it, because one, I love the artwork, and two, there was so much going on. It felt like every section I was opening up to work on, there was something else, something new, something I was seeing come to life, whether it was like a little potion pop sign, or a little jar of like lollipops, or like this amazing detail in her outfit, and like in the flowers and white fairy dust in her hair. There was just so much going on in this kit that I really did enjoy working on it quite a lot. And I didn't finish it quite in time for Valentine's Day this year, but just a few days late. And I loved this one. I need more artwork from Rosie Scribbles in my Life as Diamond paintings. So both of these kits brought me a lot of joy for different reasons. I probably enjoyed Love Bard just a little bit more. And that really probably honestly just comes down to the square drill quality, if I'm being 100% honest, but you've probably already gathered that by now. And yeah, so you guys, that's just a kind of little retrospective on Diamond Art Club, talking about then and now and some of the changes that we've seen from them over the years, and my overall thoughts on these two kits. So Love Bard is still, as of the time of this filming, it's available on their website. It is currently out of stock the last time I checked. It tends to sell out fast when it restocks. So I would suggest signing up for an email, restock notification if you want this one. Unfortunately, Found Love in a Frosty Place has been discontinued for some time, I think since 2020. And so if you're wanting to try to get your hands on that one, you're going to have to go checking out like D-Stash groups, Mercari, eBay. I don't see these ones pop up very often. Like the Manny Manzano older kits, I don't see them pop up very often anymore, but it's definitely keep an eye out, or even post like an ISO in the Facebook groups if that's in the rules that they let you do, and maybe you'll be able to track it down. But if nothing else, go check out other artwork from Mandy Manzano that's available at Diamond Art Club. They still do a fantastic job with her artwork, so go take a look at what they do have. Also, would you please let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts? What are some differences you've noticed from Diamond Art Club, several years ago to Diamond Art Club today, in terms of like the kits or drill quality, any number of things? I would love to hear your thoughts, because I'm quite sure that there are things that I flat forgot to mention, or maybe didn't notice, or maybe depending on the kits I'm working on, I just didn't experience, but maybe you did. I would be really interested to hear your feedback and just your insight in the comments of this video. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed kind of digging into Then and Now Diamond Art Club. And this was just something that I did completely on my own. It's not like they asked me to do it. I am an affiliate with them, but this was, you know, just my honest thoughts and just a video idea I had when I was thinking about doing post reviews for these kits. And I was like, oh, actually, you know what would be really interesting to do? I love all the ins and outs of what goes into like making diamond paintings happen. I'm fascinated by it. And so just thought I would share my observations. But anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more diamond painting videos. I try to do not just, a variety of unboxings and reviews and stuff, but also just interesting diamond painting related videos. So if you love diamond painting, I'd love to have you here as part of my community. Thanks again for watching, friends. I hope you are doing well and taking care, and that you have a day that's as amazing as you are. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.